Hello, and welcome to Primetime Wisconsin. I'm Carlos Pagan. On tonight's program, a surreal voyage through Andre Farella's dreams. The Madison painter-photographer's work comes to life for us. And more, all coming up on tonight's Primetime Wisconsin. Our first story focuses on a Madison artist who enjoys pushing the limits of his craft. For many, it's challenging enough to pursue one art form. But for Andre Farella, it takes a combination of media between painting and photography to create the surreal effects he's after. The final product is a unique form of expression that barely keeps up with the demands of Farella's fertile imagination.
Painting is enough. Painting is enough. I'm a painter also. Photography is enough in itself, but for me, I need to do this. There's a reason for me to want to extract reality. And it's also my inventiveness. I found that there's a lot to do with photography that hasn't been explored yet or found yet.
Andre Farella has been a painter for over 20 years and also has a consuming interest in photography. 10 years ago, he began experimenting with photography and painting in the darkroom. Farella combined the two mediums and created his own, which he calls light paintings, surrealistic images which combine the best of his painting and photography techniques to express his philosophical and spiritual outlook on life.
There have been photographers before me who've done alternative photography, but what I'm doing, I think, is pushing photography much further than it's ever been pushed before. Actually, about 5 years ago, I built my processing system where developer pumps up to the top of this large horizontal tilt tray and cascades across the paper, recycles, and then I can constantly get a flow of developer across the surface while I'm exposing different lights and getting different layers. So the process is almost like a painter would use paint. I'm using light through a photographic medium. People who look at my work say they have a hard time classifying them because they don't know, is it photography or is it painting? What's the two? And lately I've been painting on the surface too, so it's kind of, what's this? Is it a canvas? Is it a painting? Is it a photograph? I work in series. I generally will have an idea, and then I'll work on this idea, and I'll pretty much exhaust the idea, and when I'm at the end of the exhaustion, I start to invent and experiment again, and that leads into a new idea.
Farella's work expresses a number of themes, but he finds most of the inspiration for his work in his dreams and photographs taken of Asian temples and idols during trips abroad.
The inspiration for this piece came out of a dream. This was a dream of an industrial site. In this case, it's the L from the city of Chicago. And this Asian sort of warrior came charging at me through the railroad tracks, just from here to like here, just kept walking down the railroad tracks, all on fire and all in flames, looking very furious and treacherous, and I actually thought it was very humorous.
While Farella's work deals with the sacredness of light and fire, it also expresses the dark side.
There is that bizarre and profane side of the world. So that's why I'm doing it. I see it, I feel it, and that influences what I'm doing. Because I've been doing the sacred work for so long, I'm finally seeing so much of the profane that I see is starting to finally come out, and I'm starting to twist and distort and bend things. And it's not like I'm existing here anymore as a whole person. I'm being pushed this way, I'm being pulled that way. I feel like that's why I'm using the fire and the water, so I can clean and clear this whole mess up.
Varela is an artist who has strong ideas to express, and by his manipulation of light, has broken through old conventions to express his philosophy.
It is an art in itself. I just find this is the way that I need to express myself at this time.
Varela's work is now on display in a one-man show at the Peter Miller Gallery in Chicago.